Well,
it
it'll help speed
equitably
things
as a
up.
percentage. People
Yeah,
have
cause I'm not gonna, I
$49
have only so
basis,
much
people
time.
have 74,
Yeah.
people have 99, some people have.
I've already got,
They have
I
really
see.
around
good
this
money.
wall.
My
Yeah, already fooled around
So
this
no,
wall.
no new members?
$15
Not
to
yet.
everyone means
I've got a
some
young lady,
people are
she's
paying
working on
30%
something out
more,
there.
and some people are paying
10% more. Or
and in
whatever.
between.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, why would you do that? We set it up originally so we
I
all
heard that he
paid
sold his
based on
house
the
out
amount of space we have.
That's a really good point. That's an excellent
So
point.
I wrote it very politely, and I said, I
So
know
I
I'm
don't
more
know where he
math-centric
is.
than most.
Sure.
Here's how it works out if you pay this much.
Because I don't know if
Hi, Zach.
Yeah, what was his
And
name,
then I
Richard?
said, so, for civil and outrageous, I'm not sure how healthy they are, is paid on average another $300 a month.
Yeah,
Your
we're
rent is
looking.
currently 20.
Are you ready, Doc?
That percentage.
You ready? You got us, are we live?
It's like so straightforward.
We're live. All right. Hey,
That's my biggest.
good afternoon.
Hi.
I haven't heard from Russ, so we're gonna assume he'll show up here. So we need to do your, call to order.
Yep.
I know you love doing that.
Mr. Salyers, Mr. Ball, Mr. May, Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Diener,
Yes.
Ms. Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Menser, and Ms. Hager.
Here.
Thank you. Okay, so, everybody got the minutes? We're still fooling around. She's having a hard time with their new system, getting things to be. I still don't get any, I got stuff from Quentin, but anything that goes to the Shade Tree Commission, I don't get it. Oh, I get the Shade Tree Commission, I don't get the emails.
Okay.
I have the agenda.
And Sarah was, Sarah's, I think Sarah's having trouble with that too.
Well, but I do appreciate that these come directly to our personal emails, which makes the life simpler.
Well, I
so.
think that's just what email's on there.
Oh, okay, that's great. I have talked to Todd and gotten my city one reactivated, so it works now, but it's handy when it comes directly.
Well, we can set the city one up to forward.
That would be great, cause the whole
You
Google.
can, I can help you do it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay,
Okay, I guess I don't have the minutes either.
you don't have minutes either?
No, I have the agenda, but I do not have minutes.
On your shade, from the Shade Tree Commission?
And I always check trash because often my city council stuff goes to trash too. I don't know why.
Well, do you have corrections?
I have a question. I'm not sure it's a correction or not.
What page are you on?
I'm on page 2 under YMCA. It says that you said the commission will not be able to do much at the Y this year because they don't have extra funds available.
Yeah, it's
But-
not the commission, it's the Y.
But what part of it are they having to pay for that wouldn't be covered by us? Those,
Of the tree pits,
Tree pits.
they don't have anything in their budget this year for any of
and that's not something that's on their property, the city, tree funds.
that. Well, we decided we were gonna help the Y, and since we decided that we were gonna help them, we're gonna help them.
But not to.
Actually, John Campbell's, landscape design class is gonna install them.
Okay, so that is no longer
That's
accurate.
no longer accurate.
Awesome.
I didn't catch that. Oops. Oops. So let's strike that, the YMCA thing for right now. We'll come back to that. Anything else?
No, except I hope we hear from Ms. Hager about the aesthetics committee.
Oh, we will.
That's it.
We will.
Yes,
So,
it's a good one.
since Lynn doesn't have her copy, and do you wanna just put it off till next month and see if we
No,
can get them?
it was just forwarded to me, so I'm
Okay.
going to, can I just get it open?
Sure.
Alright, so what am I talking about?
We're talking about the minutes from last month. Did you
Okay.
have anything you wanted to change?
Nope.
You're content with where they are?
Yep.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we accept the minutes of January.
You don't get much choice, I can't, all in
I was
favor?
waiting.
Okay, Minutes are good, okay. So the financial report, I gave you guys a breakdown of what we got from the city, what we're getting from our grants. So you can look that over. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. So, before I get into anything else, it's really, I'm jumping down to other. On our minutes, on the first page of the minutes, it shows who's here, who's not, what's going on. We have Safety Service Director Tanner Salyers and City Engineer Brian Ball. Because of their scheduling, they're not gonna be here, but they are voting members. So what we've talked about is if we could form a committee of Brian and Rachel and maybe myself, and we could go through the ordinance for the shade tree that identifies them as the specific and reword it that they can assign an alternative or an alternate. So that they could pick someone to come in and sit in for them on the committee or the commission. Does that sound like a reasonable thing?
Sure.
Presumably an employee.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. More than likely, it's gonna be Quentin for Brian and Zane for Tanner.
Great.
That way then, we've got people that are in the know, are gonna keep the administration up to snuff on what we're doing. And we also don't have to worry about not having a quorum when we do. So do you think that's a good idea? You're good with that? So the committee would be, well, actually, obviously Brian and Rachel, cause they're the ones that do it, and then he suggested either myself or Brianna be able to go through the ordinance. Have a preference?
No
I'm gonna have
offense,
my
Brianna.
finger, I'm gonna have my finger in it anyway, so I might as well. All right, so we, how do we do that? We make a resolution, or we just say that's what we wanna do? I'm not familiar with all the rules and regulations. Yeah, you wanna say it? Tell us, Quentin, you know.
Right now, you're really just discussing something, so once you guys put something together, you could vote to recommend it to city council as a, modification, yeah.
So now we've just decided.
It'd actually be, it would be an ordinance to modify the existing, city code.
So really, it has to get approved at council. We just
Yeah,
send it off.
you guys wouldn't technically even have to make the recommendation, but I think council would appreciate having the recommendation coming from Shade Tree Commission saying, this is something that you're supporting, not just something the administration thought up independently and is trying to push through, right? So,
Trying to circumvent the rules.
see, I would say once you have a draft to bring it back, and then you could, formally vote to recommend it to council.
So we'll do that. I'll try to have a draft for the next meeting. Okay.
I'm texting Russ. Where are you?
He's out playing with the goats. It's a beautiful day. The sun's shining. Okay, so thank you for that one. So first thing on here is the TCP. With the foot of snow and all of the frozen ground and stuff, Brian, have you been able to get anything done at all? Okay. Not since the last meeting. So you just kind of got started on it and then you got snowballed. So, and I mentioned this to Brian, I'll bring it up again. We talked about, we have people in the community that are anticipating their trees. So Brian's gonna make TCP his priority first and get all the TCP trees in before we move down the list for other things. That way we won't have people calling in July. Hopefully we have them in before July.
Right.
You never know with the weather. Emil's working on the west end. He figures he'll have that maybe sometime in April. The Clintonville, which is also Mansfield Avenue, Brian and I will be walking that this coming Friday to put flags out. We're moving there. So we have the invasive removal plan. I'm gonna ask Zane to say a couple things about this, but then down in new business, you see Martinsburg Road, and last year we all walked Martinsburg Road. We're gonna put that safe passage to school, is that the safe passage to school program?
Safe routes to school.
Safe routes to school program, we're gonna put a sidewalk in there on Martinsburg Road, so Zane's gonna be doing some removals, so, do you wanna say anything about all that?
Yeah.
Great, I appreciate that. Yeah, you limp on up there, make you stand on that knee.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm
I can lean. Yeah, so we'll start with the invasives. Last year, Shade Tree Commission officially voted to commit to removing invasive species in the city of Mount Vernon, and we are continuing that effort. So 2 areas of effort there. Last year we removed 70 Bradford pears in our community, and we aim to do so. So we're going to start identifying new trees to start getting taken out, and then we will replace those as we have done with the ones last year, which we are in the process of getting them replaced once the weather gets nice enough to do so. And then we are doing work along the Kokosing River in the riparian corridor. It's pretty inundated with invasive species. So 3 areas we're focusing on right now: the Harcourt Road Bridge. North of that, on both the east and west side, we will be doing invasive removal work, getting out mostly honeysuckle, autumn olive, and some of the other invasives there, treating it so that hopefully it lessens the comeback and going back as needed. And then along the Kokosing, east of, or I guess let's rephrase it, north of the Memorial and Harmony Park on the north side of the bank there, if anyone knows, Mac Industries, along that bank of the Kokosing, we will be removing invasive species. So we are actively in the process of that. POs have been created and the work is scheduled, so we will be getting that work done. Then Martinsburg Road is, as mentioned, part of our Safe Routes to School. We are extending sidewalk from South Division Street up to the Naz property there on Ames. Is that the final road? To Ames. And in the right of way, the sidewalk will be extended. Part of that, there are trees. Most of them are damaged, aged, or in decay for one reason or another. They're directly under power lines. So it's a good time with the sidewalk going in to get those removed and replaced with a healthier, more suitable tree in that space. And this is all being done inside the city right of way. There are 17 trees identified that will need to be removed. Last year, the Shade Tree Commission walked that site, made their recommendations for the removals, and agreed to those removals. They are under contract to be removed.
Very
So,
good.
yep. Questions?
I think we're good, thank you.
Very good.
Very appreciate it. So the next thing on here is the Air Foundation Park Meadows, but I'm gonna push that back a bit here. And we talked briefly about the YMCA. The Career Center is intending to put in the tree pits. There'll be 9 of them total between Chestnut and Mulberry Street. They wanted to do it as a spring project. So as soon as I think, I haven't gotten a materials list from them yet, but as soon as I do, we'll start working on getting that taken care of.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
When you say tree pits, what do you mean?
They're actually, I don't know, I don't think we have any in town that you can that I can reference.
The slope down to the sidewalk is so steep, a tree can't really grow
Get
upright,
roots,
so they like carve out, but will it be metal around it?
It's gonna be stone.
Stone that keeps the soil back so the tree can.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah, this makes
Okay.
makes a big half circle,
Okay.
and it'll be
'Cause of the
parking
slope.
lot height. So at the parking lot, it's level, but then down the hill, you get a longer wall. We wanna do parking lot heights, cause we want the trees to shade the parking lot,
Understood.
to cut out our heat island.
Gotcha.
So, and we're doing it on the bank, number 1, because we wanna get rid of the heat island, but number 2, the tree lawn on either side is very small, and not suitable for a good tree. And on the Mulberry Street side, we have 2 big maple trees that are growing over the curb and tearing up the sidewalk that are probably within a few years of their demise. So we wanna get some things in and get them started before we lose those trees.
Okay. I was just curious what a tree pit was.
Yeah, well, we have them in the sidewalks, we call those tree pits too.
Hmm.
So I didn't have a better term, I'm sure.
Well.
Tree well, oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, oh, now he sounds smarter.
Always
So-
sounds smart.
Yeah, a tree well. So, as soon as I get a material list from John Campbell, then we'll talk about that and figure out how we do that and logistics of it. So, that's the one. Cougar Drive, you can see that, have you been out there? It's gonna look great in a couple years. We had also talked about, on the south side of the west soccer field, between Cougar Drive, along Yellow Jack Drive before the CH4 stadium, there's room there for 10 more trees. So we talked about doing that with Nick. John Clark is the landscape, or he's their tree guy for the Nazarene University. And they looked at it and they decided that's okay too, so we'd like to add 10 more trees in that area.
I'm sorry, along Yellow Jacket Drive or closer to the stadium?
It's along Yellow Jacket Drive, but there's a big gravel parking lot there, so it'd be between Cougar Drive and the stadium along Yellow Jacket Drive. But they're gonna be quite a ways from Yellow Jacket Drive.
As you come south on Cougar Drive and make that right-hand turn onto Yellow Jacket, it's on the north side, just after you turn in. Stretch there.
Like 3-4 years ago, we did everything on the south side with the bus garage
There's
and all
the
that.
soccer stadium. So it's somewhere between Cougar Drive, which would be east of that, and Yellow Jacket Drive, somewhere in there.
I've got a picture. I need to get better organized with my pictures. Once I find my picture, I'll show you.
Okay.
So we would be adding that, but not till after all the TCP trees are in. There, that's the tree wells. I like tree wells, that's a good term.
Yeah, I know this.
You know that?
I got this.
All right.
I've seen that. All right. I know
Well, I
where we're
thought
at.
I had all my pictures in the same place. I'll find it, I'll show you eventually. Okay. So, that covers that. So I wanna throw, pollinators in here. Has that been 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago,
I
Quentin,
think longer than that.
3 weeks ago, wow, time flies. Quentin and Jason and Lenan and I went to, the Pollinator Summit, North Central Ohio Pollinator Summit.
Yep. North Central. Yep.
North Central Ohio Pollinator Summit. We did it last year, this was the 3rd year of it, had some good speakers. I'm gonna ask Quentin to say a few things, cause I've got the meadows in here, and then I threw in pollinators too, because we've got some things going on with people we met there.
Sure, so you want me to talk about what's going on March 13th?
March 13th, yeah, that
Let's
sounds
start with
like a
that.
good
Okay,
deal. Let's
so,
start there.
one thing that's kind of nice to see is that there are businesses that are able to actually seemingly do pretty well in the native landscaping realm locally. So we met one. It's Ohio Native Concepts, based out of Columbus, and they specialize in native landscaping. Whether it's a large prairie or a small rain garden, they really do everything. So Doc approached the owner, co-owner, something like that. Yeah.
He's, I think, the owner.
Yeah.
He's the owner.
And he agreed that, he would provide some consultation for us. And then, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna show him a handful of projects. We're gonna start at Hiawatha Park. We're gonna look at the ditch on Beach Street. Excuse me. Can we edit that out? And the rain garden that's also at Hiawatha Park, which few people know about. It was built when they did the additional parking lot on the north side of Hiawatha Park as the stormwater control measure. And it's kind of just been overgrown for a while, right? It's one of those things that we put in, and then I don't think there was probably never any communication to parks like, what do you do with this now, right? We planted it, and then it kind of just did its thing and it got rewilded, but not in a good way. So we're gonna look at those two spots. We're also gonna look at a potential stream restoration project along Center Run, just across Beach Street from the ditch. And then After that, we'll be going to the cemetery. The cemetery is interested in having some of their recreationally mowed areas turn into a prairie that they would mow maybe a couple times a year instead of a couple times a month. And then from there, we'll be going to Ariel Foundation Park, looking at the meadows, not the prairie, but the meadows, which is an area that's intended to be a grassy recreational area with just a few sparse spectacle trees in the mix, where I think we're planting half a dozen trees
They're
there.
in now.
We did plant half a dozen trees there. And the idea with the meadows is that currently there's just, regular kind of turf field grass in there. We would like to convert that to a no-mow grass. And the nice thing about no-mow grasses is you can mow it or you can not mow it, and it's going to look nice either way. So if we wanted to mow it for an event of some sort, it wouldn't hurt the grass at all to go in and mow, and it would look just like normal turf grass. If you don't mow it, it sort of grows up and then just flops over. If you've ever seen the videos that take place in like the Scottish Highlands and the grass just looks like an ocean, that's kind of what it would look like, so
We're envisioning.
yeah, that's what we're envisioning. So that's
Also
the next
lake
area.
banks.
I'm sorry?
Lake banks.
And then the banks of the lake doing something similar there as well, whether it's an no-mow grass or some other.
Foundation Park there.
Yes, yep. And then the last place we'd look at would be the Blackjack Wetland. We got a grant from Clean Ohio Funds, NRAC grant, that we have a prairie restoration sub-project within that project, and we'd like some consultation on that. So it's possible that a few of these projects we might reach out to actually get a quote for having Ohio Native Landscaping do some of the work. Something like the no-mow grass, that's not really something I think we're equipped to tear out several acres of turf grass and then try to replace it with no-mow grass. We don't really want to fumble through something that big that's really going to be out there for everybody to see. So, we'll see how much it costs. We don't really have an idea for how much this stuff costs yet because we've done everything ourselves up to this point. But I think that'd be a huge benefit of having a professional who does this get in, do it right, and then also provide us basically a guidance for all these projects of, hey, I think you need to do this, one-time thing or this maintenance thing a couple times a year to get where you want to be with these projects. So as of now, we've kind of just been doing what we think is right, based off the research we have, but with not really any experience in this. Bee City has a bunch of people who like pollinators and have their own gardens, but doing this on a large scale is a completely different thing. So
So that company was called Ohio Native Landscaping, is that the company?
Ohio Native Concepts.
Ohio Native Concepts.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got his card. You want to see? And Randy, on the idea with this no-mow, is talking with Tom, we're paying to have the meadows mowed 30 times a year. If we could cut it down to once or twice a year.
Yes, I was there. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah.
Someone will.
And our
Yeah.
idea is, number one, to make it more appealing just in general, but number two, cut our maintenance expenses.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of years we're gonna be mowing that park. And if we spend a little bit now, well, maybe more in a little bit, we don't know, but if we spend some money now, we're gonna have years of payback. So if it comes up, that's what we're talking about. I've talked with Tom, he's aware.
Is there anything else you want me to talk about, Doc?
What is the 313 event?
Oh,
So that's happening on March 13th. So Michael from Ohio Native Concepts will be meeting us there, and we're going to go through
Okay.
all those. We're going to visit all those sites. It's going to be a very busy day. If anybody wants to join us, I believe we're meeting at Hiawatha at 11.
just caravan around to wherever we're going.
Yep.
Squeeze lunch in there somewhere.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Won't be White Castle, but
No, I know, darn it.
It can be if you want.
Well,
no.
you're not gonna go?
That's right. No, I'm just kidding.
Leanne can go get the White Castle.
No, I will not go get the White Castle, you smelly people.
Maybe Mike can bring it up later.
Yeah, wait, I'll have him bring it with him, yeah. Yeah, that's great, Quentin, I appreciate that, thank
Thanks.
you. Oh, hey, Quentin passed his exam for PE.
Woo-hoo!
It's official, well,
That's a big key. Congratulations.
So you get, is it official now, or do you have to get the certificate?
I have to do a whole application,
Okay,
so
Congratulations.
I'm working on that.
it is a big deal. Yeah, that's a great thing to have. Okay, so last month we talked about Lenan was gonna meet with the America 250 people about what's going on in the county, and then also with, Experience Mount Vernon, aesthetics.
Yes.
So would you like to talk about those,
Sure.
meetings you went to?
Sure. So, the America 250 ended up, I wasn't able to go, I had a personal thing, but I talked to Olivia,
Okay.
Toth after. She was aware that we wanna plant these trees, and so this wasn't, like news to her. So I think we just have to like email with her and just kind of give her a summary of exactly what we wanna do for the America 250. You know what I'm, right? Am I speaking correctly? We're planting trees.
Yeah, well,
Right.
we've got them in, yeah.
Okay, so she's aware. She knew they were there, and so anyway, there's so much going on in the America 250 stuff from in every county, like in every community in Knox County. It's extraordinary. So I missed the meeting because I had a personal issue, but it's okay because she has basically sent me everything, and so I can share that with everyone, so we can all like look at it and figure out what else we might wanna do.
So is each community gonna have their own little celebration? kind of
Well,
thing,
it's
or-
not even just like celebrations, it's just like, it's almost like an ongoing campaign of celebrating America's 250. So there's everything from like, Ohio goes to the movies and they're showing Bye Bye Birdie because Paul Lynde is from Mount Vernon. Every county is showing a movie that sort of either was filmed there or stars a person there. There's all these there's programming going on everywhere, from libraries to, the Washington Forum that's tonight. That's, the city of Mount Vernon partnering with the NAS and Kenyon to highlight all this amazing American constitutionality. And tonight they're talking about Ohio, the mother of presidents. So there's every range of thing, and it's ongoing.
Okay.
So it's really, really cool. So, in fact, there's a website you can go to look at everything, and I have to get the actual name of the website. I'm on that already. The second thing, which was really cool, so I went, the Knox County Master Gardeners had a meeting with the Aesthetics Committee of Experience Mount Vernon, and they are going to do a plan. They've been studying like how light hits one side of the street and the other. They have been looking at where there's lots more foot traffic, like literally feet on dirt, and just the trees and everything else. And they are creating a plan, which is they're going to feature 2 blocks somewhere. They haven't exactly pinpointed what blocks they're going to do, but we're going to plant this beautiful, like really it's flowers and plants and hosses, things that are going to start blooming in the spring that will carry over into the fall. It has nothing to do with trees. It won't really have anything to do with us. So at any rate, I think they're going to be presenting to us what their plan is in April.
Us being Experience Mount Vernon, or?
Experience Mount Vernon, yes, the Aesthetics Committee. And I'm not on that committee, but I wanted to be there as a representative of the Shade Tree Commission in case they were talking about touching any of our trees. And they were not.
They were not. Good.
They were not. So anyway, but it should be really extraordinary because they want to use it as a project to sort of see how like totally different plants on one side of the street versus the other because of how light hits and everything else.
That sounds like an America in Bloom. Who gave that presentation? Was that last year at the Tree City Conference?
It wasn't this past, it was 2 years.
2 years ago.
In Reynoldsburg.
So anyway, that just listening to them and everything, one of the things that I thought about was the dark sky. I didn't talk to them about dark sky, but because I was really curious about how the light pollution of Main Street will affect, but I didn't want to act like I was really smart about things like that.
In European cities, they're using, red lights for their street lights in areas. It's better for the bats, it's better for everything, and you can still see. I don't, but we fought hard just to get the LED lights we have.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, it's just like, yeah.
There's a stigma around red lights in
Yes, there
downtown
is.
areas. I don't know.
Well, are they red or just warmer tone?
The article I read, they were red lights. They were doing them a lot, they were doing some in Denmark, I think it was Denmark, there was some, couple neighborhoods, and then they're using it more in some of the rural areas where the street lights are far and few between, but they still have light. It's good, good for the bats and birds and bees, and trees and plants.
Hey Quentin,
And I would
did
argue
you tell Doc about
humanized
the
too. I think the
proclamation
white
for
LEDs
Dark
are
Sky
really
Week?
stark and kind of horrible.
I believe he knows about it.
Does he?
Who knows what about that?
That we're doing a proclamation on April 13th. The city is just a mayor's proclamation because it's Dark Sky Week.
Oh, okay, that's April 13th?
Yeah, it's the week of April 13th. So city council is the night of April 13th, and we're doing a mayor proclamation, just acknowledging, International Dark Sky Week.
So where will that, do you know what the location is?
Oh, at that point, it could be here, or it could be at 236 South Main. I'm not sure.
He'd quite likely be 236 South.
I think so, yeah.
By April?
Yeah.
I remember, I was reading that, but I didn't necessarily see a date, so we just picked our own date?
No, it's actually
It's
the week of
actually-
April 13th
okay.
is International Dark Sky Week. And it just so happens that we had council on the 13th, so we could do this proclamation and just be like, for awareness, for the city, just.
Okay.
And Lynette, can you sum up what that means, Dark Sky Week, for listeners?
Well, when we went to the pollinator conference, the Dark Sky people made a very short presentation, and basically it was all of the extraordinary benefits that happen to pollinators and plants in the dark, and that so much light pollution sort of affects our growing. Any plants anywhere are affected by all the light pollution. So it's kind of an acknowledgement and an education piece to just be like, dark sky is good. Like, minimize light pollution. Yep. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And then, you came in and said you'd just been to another,
Oh my gosh, so
we got
this,
time, you wanna talk about it?
yeah, I'll just briefly talk about it. Basically, I just came from the COG forum it's about, oh Lord, there was a lot that I learned it's like
Have to assimilate,
hard to navigate in my pea brain. And basically it was talking about watershed protection codes and like mitigation and wetland mapping and so it's hard for me to describe right now. I'm still like thinking it through. Like it was a lot, but it was the people that were there. There was one very interesting guy there who's from a Columbus urban landscaping company, and he was actually talking about the city of Columbus and their tree policy and how many trees they've planted, and they're at a 40% canopy goal as well. And he showed before and after maps from the sky of where the city was like 20 years ago and how desolate it was to how they've been so proactive at planting trees and building green space in the city of Columbus and just in the downtown, on the river and everything, like a before and after from 20 years. It was extraordinary that they've been so proactive about building up, and this whole thing is for the rails. It's for the rails to trails. It's for like mapping out trails and connecting all these trails all through a 15-county region of Morpsey. It's a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah,
I don't sound very smart right now, but it was a lot for me. I have to think it through to regurgitate it all.
MORPC is an acronym for.
It's the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission. It was a lot, but it was amazing. we're trying to network trails all throughout Knox County, and that's, you know, and for the city of Mount Vernon. And I went for that, and I learned so much about things I never thought I would ever hear in my whole entire life. But I was like, holy mackerel. So yeah, so I beg your pardon, I don't sound very intelligent, but it was.
I put you on the spot.
You sure did. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime I can help out, I will.
If anybody can tell, well, Quentin and Zane will know, riparian areas. You know what that is?
Around a river.
Okay, well, I know that now. So, just kidding. I never heard that word before today. Never.
Good. All right.
Yeah, it was.
See the things you learn getting on this,
I
hanging out
mean,
with us. Yeah.
it's not for sissies to be on city council, let me tell you.
A lot of work. Okay, that finishes my list. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up that's not on my list that you got ideas about? All right, well, we have a young lady here today. You have time?
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hey, I'm Kelsey Siekinen, and I grew up in Knox County, and I'm a certified arborist. I would say actually first I have this startup nonprofit botanical garden in Pomeroy, Ohio on the river. It's right on Main Street, and while I was living in town, they needed somebody to become a certified arborist for Middleport, the town next door, to become a Tree City USA, and so they paid for me to get certified. And later, I lost my job working for United Plant Savers, and I worked for the Forest Service in Cherokee, North Carolina. And then I was still trying to get a job to get back to Ohio, so I kept getting certifications. So I got my TRAC certification, that is Tree Risk Assessment Qualification. And then I got called out to Santa Cruz, California, and I inspected trees for PG&E. They're a utility company out there last March till August, and then I got laid off, and I got back to Ohio. And now I'm working as a consulting utility forester for American Electric Power. I work on transmission, on capital construction, so primarily new builds. I also, one of my huge passions, I studied botany in undergrad. I have a Bachelor of Science in Herbal Sciences. I'm huge into gardens, and I recently joined the Franklin Park Conservatory Women's Board. I'm working on my Knox County Master Gardener certification, and let's see, what else? I know there was something else, but I can't recall. Anyway, I love, I don't like full sun, so I'm really into trees. And yeah, I just feel like I have a unique perspective now working for a utility company on like good places to put trees. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
And she had reached out to me and said, hey, do you need a member? And I said, we need someone with your skills.
Oh yeah.
Be on the commission?
But
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, in 2,000 hours, so the end of next March, I'll be able to get my utility specialist certification through ISA. So that's my next one, and I also would like to go for my municipal specialist, but I need to rack up some more hours. So that's what I'm working on right now.
so she's intending to move, she's living in Apple Valley at the present time, right?
Yeah, and my Aunt Lana lives in Mount Vernon. I stay with her sometimes. She's renting a house on Ames Street. But yeah, I'm trying to get my business going down in Pomeroy, but I definitely just need more experience and want to plug in and, you know, give back to the community, pay my debts to society, you know? So, yeah. There's not a super active tree committee in Pomeroy, though there is in Middleport, and I'm working up here mostly, so it seems like the thing to do would be to plug in and help you guys out while I'm able to.
Awesome.
So once your residency is established, then we will talk with the mayor and see about having a new member.
Super.
Thank you.
You can always volunteer before that.
Yeah, you can always volunteer before.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
And Quentin's heading up the Sustainability Council
Sustainability Advisory Group.
Advisory.
SAG.
Talked with her about maybe helping out with that too. All right.
May I ask a question about that? It just popped into my head. I should probably ask. What happened with the compost, sort of small group experiment of,
Food waste.
yes?
Sure. Yeah. So we originally set that up for a 6-month pilot program, and when the 6 months happened, we thought, well, we could go another 6 months and get a full year of data, because things change throughout the year, right? People's eating habits change, and the type of food that's available to you throughout the year changes. So that'll actually be wrapping up in April, I think. I think the second, I have it on my calendar. It's second Saturday of April was the last pickup. So yeah, once that's done, we'll just look at the data and see what we learn.
Do you feel it was successful?
In gathering data, yeah. I mean, that's what it's for, right?
Yes.
We're probably, and I haven't actually entered anything into, I have everything in, like on my phone, but not in a spreadsheet. We're probably averaging, I don't know, 20 pounds a week on residential pickups. And that's between, we're probably getting 4 to 5 houses of like the 8 that we have signed up on average a week. So, you know, that's not bad.
No.
That's 20 times 50 is 1,000 pounds a year. So, and I think during the summer we were getting more. So, yeah, we'll see.
It'll be fun to see. Now we need to figure out how we can get them into digesters. Get more.
Well, you know, or yeah, well, I don't know. We're gonna look at the data and see what comes of that. So,
That's what they do there in Bexley.
I think Bexley they have a regular open composting pile.
I
They use.
thought
Yeah, I don't think they use their wastewater plant.
I thought they used.
I could be wrong.
I'm wrong a lot. So
Yeah, I think they contract it out. I don't know who actually ends up receiving their compost. The city of Columbus has their own commercial composting facility where they receive compostable materials. So it's similar to what they do at the county, but it's more broad. And they actually, the Jackson Pike wastewater plant in Columbus, they send their finished solids go to the composting facility in Columbus.
no.
So.
Do we do anything like that here?
Most of what we have probably gets spread agriculturally.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
So I think they have Class A material at the end of the day. Ours is Class B.
Okay.
So theirs is like super dry. It's like powder, and it's really good stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw one more thing in, because everybody wants to go. This is a mock-up of, we're building an arch to go between the Rotary Playground and a splash pad. So, I've got a preliminary design for the Captain Hunter's side of it. Last Friday we met, and we've got the Rotary, got a hold of them, and it's gonna say Rotary Club MTV. That's what they wanted it to say, and then I'll have Rotary signs on each, Rotary symbols on each side, and they have donated $500 towards the project.
How about that?
So we got, we're gonna get their name on it, we got some financial support. So
That's awesome.
the Career Center has the steel, and we'll be building the uprights, and then Custom Cutters will be building the arch, because they can bend the tubing and do all the welding. And the way it'll work is there's a thin layer in the center that's solid colored, and then the outside gets bolted onto it, and it's a different color, so that you see the letters all look, instead of screwing letters on, it's in a plate. And they've seen that be very durable over time. And I told them, I said, this is a 50-year project. We want this to last 50 years, so they're designing it in a way with the galvanizing and all the things that it should hold up for that period of time. I don't have a timeline on when it's gonna be done, but we're working at it. So, anything else? I'll see what I can find out about the sprayer and get you that information. We have an account. I know we do.
I'll check with her.
I set it up. I think I even have the account number, I just have to find it. We've got too many stacks.
It's in that stack of paper.
I was gonna say.
No, this is this year's stack of paper. Last year's was a lot bigger. It's just the crap I carry around, yeah. Yeah, it keeps the wind from blowing me away. All right, so we're done? Okay, we'll take a motion for adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
You second, all in favor? Okay, it's official. Thank you, everybody, for what you do. I do appreciate it. Leanne, you told me how many hours, but I didn't write it down.
Oh, Russ is very sick.
Oh, Russ is sick.
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, a ton.
Yeah, I know,
A
you've been
bunch.
doing all this stuff,
I know it.
all meetings.